Nothing is working this morning. I got the burpsies. I got the burpsies, but I got the tainies. And if I've got nothing more than the tainies, I'm happy. I'm happy. I love them. Don't tell them I love them, but I do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for the Supplemental. I may be a bit out of practice. I may be a bit rusty. Our comments are up. The echo is gone. We're good. Thank you. I may be a bit rusty. I've been away for a while. I have been enjoying the cooling waters in Bermuda. Now, I have a public apology I need to make. In that, I'd only been to Bermuda once before. And when I went to Bermuda, I got married. Oh, look at me, I got married in Bermuda. And with that comes all the bad luck of being married in Bermuda. Not true. It's been an amazing engagement. But when we got married, we consummated the marriage, and then we went to Horseshoe Bay. And that's all we did. And I've been kind of talking smack about Bermuda ever since, because it takes too long to get there, and there's really nothing you can do once you get there. And you come back, and big freaking deal. Wrong! There's so much more to do in Bermuda. And this trip, we experienced more of Bermuda. And it was amazing. So I come back rejuvenated and not remembering how any of this stuff works. So we were a little late getting started, and we had mucho echoes. But no mas. We are now good to go. So saith my favorite people, the Tainies, who I'm glad to know can now shower. Because, like the peasants they weren't able to bathe. My goodness, I am so sad that we went away, because our presence obviously created a power loss for you, my friend. And I'm glad to know you have your power back, because that is crazy. This is the Supplemental. Every Sunday morning we get together, we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. We tell you about a comedy, a community, or charity note we want you to know about. We wrap all things up with This Week in History, trivia style. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with tomorrow, mañana, domani, July 13th, is National French Fry Day. I would love to tell you I am not a fan of the fried Frenches. I would love to tell you that. But it would be a lie. I love the fried Frenches. I do. I can tell you, in America, the greatest place to get the Frenches of fry, Burger King. There's no doubt. Burger King has the best French fries. Because they put salt on them, and they cook them, and they're amazing. But should you find yourself on a cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, may I highly recommend the Lido Deck French fries. Up on deck 12, 13, 14, depends on how tall your ship is. They have a place where you can get some hamburgers and some hot dogs and some French of the fries. And I've tried many of the French fries, but the Lido deck French fries are the best. The best. My biggest disappointment when it comes to French fries is, number one, no salt. I want salt on the fries of the French. I want salt. Number two, not cooked all the way. There should be no change in consistency from the outside to the inside to the other outside. It should be one specific consistency of crunch with salt on it. That's what makes a good French fry. I see your comments, but I'm not going to comment on your comments until I close this out with Monday, July 13th. Get yourself some fries of the French, some French of the fries. A national French fry day. To your comments. Five Guys is better, says the lying man. Jess has had Five Guys. Jess has had Five Guys and she loves it. That's gotta make you feel less of a man. It's just like me giving away. And she responds, that's perfect. Oh, God, I love you guys. That's, come here for your domestic violence issues every time. All right, let's see what we're going to choose now. Ooh, yeah. Oh, they got a lot of good ones to choose from. Tuesday, July 14th is National Shark Awareness Day. Now, for those of you not watching the Supplemental, you might not know how I've been spending my life over the last week. You might not know that I was no longer in central Pennsylvania, but I was far, far away in the most amazing oceans you can imagine. And I did have shark awareness. But the thing about shark awareness is a dorsal fin. You know. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. You know, because they got the dorsal fin, and they cut through the water. You're like, shark, run for your lives. You see sharks in the distance. They have a dorsal fin. What you don't see is the jellies. So off the coast of Bermuda, they got some dangerous jellies. They got some bad jellies. And thanks to the children around me with the little snorkel mask on, they were warning me in advance of jellies nearby. But if they would have been eaten by a shark, I couldn't have given them a warning. Not a lot of sharks in the waters off Bermuda, but tons of jellies. And the crazy part about it is the water's so absolutely clear that when you're looking at the jelly, you can't see the jelly because it looks like water. But if you look down into the water for the shadow cast upon the jelly, you can see the jelly. But it's not about the jelly. It's about the shark. And keep that in mind. On Tuesday, July 14th, National Shark Awareness Day. By the way, sharks are tasty and delicious. If you can catch one, eat them. I think you missed what she was saying there, my friend. I think, what the hell, James, was about you saying she had 5 guys and loved it. I loved it too. Go something away. Pet fire safety day. I know I've never done this one, so I'm going to do this one now. Wednesday, July 15th, is National Pet Fire Safety Day. Nothing concerned me more than losing my boy in an untimely way. I have lost my boy, and just the thought of that makes me extremely sad, and I want to cry, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to say that if you have pets, there's always the potential of fire. So you have to be mindful of what would your pet do in the event of a fire. Now, the fortress that we currently live in would have provided no outlet whatsoever for my boy. And had the place caught on fire, I would have lost him. I'd like to think that if the place had caught on fire while I was in said place, that I would be the hero and I could save him and he could save me. But the most recent scenario that played through my head was, what if my car catches on fire in the garage? Well, I'm screwed, because that's like my exit, and I got the stairs that lead down. I'm going to get burnt up or get some legs broken. I'm going to jump out a window on the 2nd story and break my legs, or I'm going to run through the fire to go out one of the other options. My wife would be fine. She'd be good. She'd have plenty of alerts. Beep, 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 beep. And if Zeus was here, he'd follow his mom. So they would both have been okay. And I would have died a fiery death. But living here in central Pennsylvania, dying a fiery death isn't the #1 phobia in my brain. The #1 phobia in my brain is just a house explosion, because that happens like weekly. Like weekly, you got enough gas built up in your basement area, and somebody strikes a match, and then kabooyow, you're on your neighbor's dash cam. I don't want to be on my neighbor's dash cam. That wouldn't be fun. But if you have a pet, and you love your pets, think about it. How would they escape in the event of a fire? What is their escape route? And do they know it? Have you trained them? Hey, Fido, in the event of an emergency, use this door. You probably haven't. You should. And you should do it on Wednesday, July 15th, National Pet Fire Safety Day. To your comments, I saw some pop in. I know if it burned down, you would be moving to Spain. As the kids say, don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to win the Powerball, the Mega Millions. I need $1 billion in my pocket to go back to Spain, because I'm not gonna live long. If you give me $100 million or $1 billion, because that's usually, I only play the big lotteries when it goes over $1 billion, because after taxes and lump sum deduction, you got some money. You know, if you play for $100 million and lump sum is 50 and taxes take you down to 25, is it worth it? No, I don't think it is. So I only play when it's $1 billion plus. So I win a jackpot of $1 billion plus. I take the lump sum. I get $250 million. It's not bad money. It's not bad. I move back to Spain. I get myself another Rhodesian Ridgeback. Life is good. That's all I need to do. That's all I need to do. Get Zeus version 2.0. Move back into my old house, a block away from the big old Parca de Laguna. Train my dog and live my life. Till I live no more. Yeah, I could do that. Thanks, James. Thanks for putting that in my brain. Now all I want to do is go back to Spain. Oh, we're doing this. I feel like we skipped one. I guess we didn't. We did French Fry Day, Lido Deck. We did Shark Awareness Day. We did Pet Safety Day. Here we go. Thursday, July 16th, is National Hot Dog Day. You may have heard me discuss this before. I'm going to discuss it again. Somewhere in the state of Pennsylvania is an imaginary line where you can and cannot buy Thuman's hot dogs. I once upon a time, I came across a Thuman's truck when I was living in Florida. And I beep, 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 and I flick, 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 and I got the guy to pull over. And I said, this is my favorite hot dog ever. How do we have a Thuman's truck in Jacksonville, Florida? And the man says to me, go to this address and I'll sell them to you. And it's quite shady. It's very shady. It's so shady that I had to put out an alert to all of my Dateline friends. If I'm going to go buy some suspicious hot dogs, if anything happens to me, this is the address that I went to. But I went there and he sold me some Thuman's hot dogs. Thuman's hot dogs, I can't tell you, they're the best. They're the absolute best hot dog on the planet. They're 100% beef. They got a snap when you bite into them. My father-in-law turned me on to them many, many years ago. And if you die, or someone around you dies, I'm not sending you flowers. That's not what a man does for another man. A man doesn't send a man flowers and say, sorry, my condolences. That doesn't happen. What a man can do is send 5 pounds of pasteurized meat. You send them 5 pounds of Thuman's hot dogs and it changes their life. My wonderful friend Jose, when he lost his mother, I did that for him. Because I was sad that he lost his mom, but at the same time, I wanted to be conciliatory. I wanted to tell my friend, I'm sorry that he's sad. Here's something. And it was Thuman's hot dogs. And he enjoyed those Thuman's hot dogs, so much so that they're the only hot dogs he'll eat now. So, as I was saying earlier, the imaginary line in Pennsylvania, if you go to where my mother-in-law lives, you can go into the Wise supermarket and buy Thuman's hot dogs. But somewhere in between there and here, in the same state of Pennsylvania, I can't buy Thuman's. And I'm not saying Thuman's are good for you. They're not. But they are tasty and delicious. And when you've had one, you want more. So whatever I can do to get my local Wise in the same state. It's not like there's a state restriction, a Commonwealth restriction. I'm here in Pennsylvania. I can buy the things if I drive north, let me buy them here. Give me the Thumans. Specifically, on Thursday, July 16th, National Hot Dog Day. And I'm always curious about places that serve hot dogs. Like, we got the best hot dog in all of Mechanicsburg. Is it a Thumans? Because if it's not a Thumans, you're not telling the truth. Thumans hot dogs. I don't know what that is. I've never had that. But we'll try it. We'll give it a shot. Because it's easier to contain the ingredients if they're split on the top, not on the side. Durr. Come on, man. Friday, July 17th is National Peach Ice Cream Day. I've had millions of peaches. Peaches for me. I've had millions of peaches. I've had gallons of peach flavored iced tea. I've never had peach flavored ice cream. Ever. Ever. So how can there be a day devoted to National Peach Ice Cream Day when it's not really an option? I think my taste buds are trying to place the deliciousness of a peach in a frozen sample of salted cream. Nope. That's something I've never experienced before. I like peaches. Literally, not figuratively. I am so done with the figurative peaches. Literally, you know what I'm saying. Georgia Peach, rotten to the pit. Never doing that again. I got me a Jersey girl. That's what makes me happy. So let's get back to the cherry, the ice cream. I've never come across any peach flavored ice cream, but I have come across peach flavored iced tea, and it's amazing. I have an ice cream maker. I could definitely make peach flavored ice cream. I just don't kind of have a desire to do that. If I'm going to take a fresh fruit and convert that into the cream of ices, apricot? I like apricot. I really do. The problem with doing an apricot ice cream would be eating all of the apricot before it goes into the milk and ice bucket. And salt. Got to have the salt around the edge to make it do its thing. I chose this because I thought I could do something with it. But honestly, I can't tell you the last time I looked in a display case and saw peach flavored ice cream. I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe they need this day to increase the awareness that the existence of a thing actually is. On Friday, July 17th, National Peach Ice Cream Day. To your comments. Oh, Robert's here. He just woke up from a minor nap, huh? No, sir, they are different types of buns. It looks like a loaf of bread split on top, not like the buns around here. Oh, ice cream? No sangria? I've had peaches in my sangria. That's a true story. We got some weird days, man. Let me take a sip. We'll do that. Because it leaves a lot. Big old lump in my throat. Saturday, July 18th, is National Tropical Fruit Day. When you think of tropical fruits, there's only a couple. Pineapple is clearly a tropical fruit. Coconut, coco fresca, coconut is a tropical fruit. Mangoes, papayas, the really smelly one, durian, oranges. I think oranges are considered tropical. Grapefruits, limes, 7-Ups. So in Italy, they would take a lemon and they would graft it, a kiwi, that's a good one. They would graft it onto a lime tree, or they would take a lime and graft it onto the lemon tree, and they would grow, no kidding, the 7-Up fruit. It's a lemon lime fruit. They would take a slice and they would graft it onto another tree that they would cut, and they put it in and they tape it up, and you got the green and yellow fruits. I called them 7-Up fruits. I'm sure they have a name for it, but they were tasty and delicious. I'm not sure how many of the fruits I listed are actual tropical fruits, because I think you can get them nowadays you can get any fruit anywhere. Robert loves the kiwi. No surprise that he enjoys having what feels like somebody's nuts in his mouth. Kiwi is delicious. It's tasty, but let's be honest, it's a little weird initially, until you take the scrotum off of the kiwi. It definitely feels like testicles. They're hairy and they're small, and I don't know why I'm doing this movement. Pineapple, we can agree pineapple is a tropical fruit. We can agree coconut is a tropical fruit, but all of the others that I listed may or may not be literally tropical fruits, because I've had limes and lemons outside of the tropics. Well, come to think of it, I have coconut in my house here in central Pennsylvania, so that's also outside of the tropics. But it was packaged. It was packaged and shipped here. It's not like the old, the days of yore. But if you're considering what tropical fruit is, strawberries, no. Raspberries, blackberries, all of the berries, no. I don't know what makes something a tropical fruit, but I can say pineapple and coconut for the win. And I love both of them. I love chomping down some nuts of the cocoa. I love eating the apples of the pine. My favorite pineapple is at a Brazilian steakhouse. And I was recently at a Brazilian steakhouse, so I can share this with you. At the end, they give you grilled pineapple that's covered in cinnamon. My mouth reacts to the thought of the food. My mouth got all juicy because it's pineapple, which is amazing and delicious, covered in cinnamon and grilled. The juices are flowing. The juices are flowing. It is the best flavor in the world. There is nothing that tops it. I went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and honestly, if they would have given me nothing but pineapple covered in cinnamon, I would have been satisfied. Without a single piece of lamb or Pinot Noir, what's the name? I can't remember the name of the filet mignon, petite filet mignon, without any of those things, without the goat, without the lamb, without the... Just give me the pineapple. And I've tried making it at home, and I have failed miserably. But give it a thought on Saturday, July 18th. National Tropical Fruit Day. Got some comments. Butt munch. Ha! Put the lime in the coconut. Yes, yes, yes. I do love curdling the bowls. We're going to wrap it all up with Sunday, July 19th is National Daiquiri Day. Now, I live with a teetotaler. What do they call people that don't drink? Teetotaler, right? That's the name I'm thinking of. My sexy wife stopped drinking the moment she regretted marrying me. So she got her drank on, and we got our drank on together. And then I asked her to marry me, and she did. And then she don't drink no more. Weird. Highly suspicious. As if she only married me in a drunken stupor and wanted nothing to do with me afterwards. But on our most recent vacation, she likes pina colada. She'd been drinking those pina coladas. And I don't know the difference between a daiquiri and a pina colada. Aren't daiquiris just frozen, crumbled up, awesome things of goodness? Isn't that a daiquiri? And a strawberry daiquiri, as Robert would recommend? It's just a frozen, tasty, delicious goodness with strawberries? And isn't a pina colada just a frozen with the bananas and the coconuts and the tropical fruits? I don't know. I don't know I don't know where the line differentiates between daiquiri and pina colada and a margarita. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge on my frozen fruits, drinks, things. I don't. But I can tell you this. When she's drinking pina coladas, she sure is nice to me. She's so nice to me. So nice to me that I just want to find a way to get her pina coladas every day. Because she likes pina coladas. I tell you what, on our vacation, they made something that I have to find out how to make. They cook banana peel and extract all of the flavor out of the banana peel. And they add rum and they add sugar to it, and they come up with this banana peel syrup. Oh my goodness. It is so good. It's so good. So good. I got you. It is so good. So if I can figure out how to make that, I might get back into the pina colada making my wife love me business. And think about that. On Sunday, July 19th, National Daiquiri Day. Got a bunch of comments here. Let's pop down into them. Let's go to Margaritaville. Don't threaten me with a good time. I did go to Margaritaville once, the one in Key West, and I was smoking at the time, and I wanted to sit upstairs. And I asked if the smoking section was upstairs, and the woman was like, "No, smoking is only downstairs." And I said, "That's stupid, because smoke rises up. So smoking downstairs means the upstairs section is smoking as well." No, she made me so angry with her stupid, misplaced authority, that I left. I didn't even have a sandwich at Margaritaville. Back to the show. And now it's time for your Come Char. Come Char. Comedy, community, or charity. Now, there's only one thing that I have been promoting, and I've been promoting it for weeks. And if the Tainies do not take me up on this offer, it will upset me immensely. Unfriend me, Tainies. If you can't find a way to come out and see us on this Friday and this Saturday, and then next Friday, and then next Saturday, and then next Friday, and then next Saturday. So 3 weeks in a row, we're doing the Harrisburg Hilarious Competition there at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. We got 64 very talented comedians who are going to beg for your support. They are going to give you all that they can give you, and I hope that you vote for them so that they can move on to the semifinals, so that they can move on to the finals, so that they can be crowned Harrisburg's Hilarious. It's the 4th year we've done this competition, and I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best run comedy competitions I've ever seen in my life. Big shout outs to Andrew Glessner and Let In Free for coming up with a concept that beats all other comedy competition concepts. I'm proud to be a part of it in the smallest part of it I can be. I am so happy because the 64 talented comedians that will be trying to get your vote are 64 really talented young comics. And I can't wait to crown the most future Harrisburg's Hilarious competitor. I have some ideas on who it could be, and I'm in my mind, I'm rooting for them, but I'm also a vote counter, so I can't tell you if I favor anybody unless they pay me a lot of money. I will rig any election for the right amount of money. I don't think they can make So this Friday, doors open at 7:30, show starts at 8. This Saturday, doors open at 7:30, show starts at 8. Tickets are $10. Come on down to the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, located at 110 Lime Kiln Road. Right off of Interstate 83, inside the wonderful Boomerangs Hotel, Casino, Sports, Lounge, and Resort. If you are a listener of the show, if you know the procedure, the LUNSB Show, i.e. the Supplemental, i.e. the Warno, will cover your cover. All you got to do is know what to say and how to say it. If you say the thing, you can get in for free. And only one person in the last 3 years has taken me up on this free night of comedy. Oh, and by the way, the first person who does this on Friday and the first person who does this on Saturday wins BJ's. They get a BJ gift card. Again, this is this coming Friday, this coming Saturday, Harrisburg's Hilarious, the 4th annual Harrisburg's Hilarious competition. Please come, laugh, enjoy, vote. Dun, 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 dun. You can buy your tickets in advance at HarrisburgComedyZone.com. HarrisburgComedyZone.com or HBGComedyZone.com. Both of them work. Takes you directly to the website. You can buy your tickets in advance there, or you can take your chances and buy them at the door. But there's a possibility that they may be sold out, especially in the first round. Everybody wants all of their peoples to show up and vote for them in the first round. Everybody wants to get past the first round. Harrisburg's Hilarious, 4th annual. Come check us out. HarrisburgComedyZone.com. And now, on to the fan favorite portion of the show. This Week in History, a trivia style. 7 questions, all sent to medium difficulty, all with multiple choice answers. If you can go 7 for 7, you're gonna be happy. It's a great way to start your Sunday. If you can go 7 for 7, you're gonna feel really good about yourself. I got a lot of comments here. I gotta go through this. Sexy right, Tony. Those Canadians are going to beg. You say, Tony, promise me a happy ending. And now it's time. Well, I gotta sip. Sip. And now it's time for This Week in History, a trivia style. Question number 1. On July 16th, 1945, what historic event took place in Nuevo Mexico, in New Mexico? July 16th, 1945, what historic event took place in New Mexico? You got to put yourself into 1945. And you have to realize that a very, very short time later, basically, on July 16th, 1945, we found out that we could do a thing. And as quickly as we could, we got that thing to another place, and then we did a thing. And then a couple days later, we did another thing. I have not looked at my multiple choice options. None of what I just said may be true. But if I think it's true, July 16th, 1945, I've given you everything. Oh, James pops in with Trinity. Dropped. I think we're thinking the same thing. Here are your multiple choice options. The first moon rocket launch, 1945. I say no. The Trinity nuclear test. James, the invention of Calypso. That's funny. The first stealth aircraft flight. Nay. I say nay. And the creation of NASA. No. So basically, our multiple choice options pretty much narrowed it down. Because none of them are correct except one of them. And I've given you all the clues. And that is correct. Not much else happens in Nuevos Mexicos. On July 17th, 1955, what famous theme park opened? Yes, Jessica, with a nuclear test. We agree. July 17th, 1955, what famous theme park opened? Was it Six Flags Over Tejas, Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, or Busch Gardens? July 17th, 1955, what famous theme park opened? Was it Six Flags Over Texas, Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, or Busch Gardens? James pops in with Disney. I saw an interesting thing about things that are more expensive than a family of four at Disney. And they were amazing things. Like a trip for 4 people to go to Paris for a week was cheaper than 4 people going to Disney for a week. I did Disney with my children and have no desire to ever go back. Jessica also says Disney. Again, your options are Six Flags Over Texas, Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, or Busch Gardens. I disagree with my friends James and Jessica. I believe it's Six Flags Over Tejas. Robert goes Wonder World in Disney. Now, Disneyland and Disney World are 2 different places, in case you forgot. Where is Disneyland and where is Disney World? And Wonder World Disney is Robert's answer. Never been. My dad has been there like 8 times. Your dad is a crazy man. I have been to both Disneyland, Disney World, and Six Flags Over Texas, and Universal Studios Hollywood. I've never been to Busch Gardens. I have no desire to go to Busch Gardens. I'm going to go with Six Flags Over Texas. That's my answer. The rest of you have chosen Disneyland. Question number 3. Apollo 11 launched towards the moon on July 16th, 1969. Which astronaut stayed in lunar orbit while the other two landed? I've made many Wonder World, Beverly Hills got, yes. I've made many jokes about this throughout the years because the moon is 250,000 miles away. And a round trip is 500,000 miles. And I wouldn't walk 500 miles, I wouldn't walk 500 more. That's 500,000 miles. Can you imagine traveling 250,000 miles and not being able to get out of the car? And then driving 250,000 miles back? I don't know how this man was chosen to not leave the lunar module, but I've always felt sad for him. Who was the astronaut that went all the way to the moon but wasn't allowed out of the car? Was it Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, Alan Shepard, or Jim Lovell? Those are your options. Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, Alan Shepard, or Jim Lovell. I've made enough jokes about this over the years that I know who it is. So I'm not giving you my answer until the end. And as a reminder, Chris Collins, that's funny. I don't know. That's funny. I don't know the answers either. I have a good idea what the answers may be. I think I know what the answers are, but until the end of the question portion of the show, I cannot confirm. Michael. Yes, but Chris Collins was funnier. But I get it. Your answer is Michael Collins. And I'm waiting. Buzz. Jessica goes with Buzz. My favorite drinking game. Buzz. Biz Buzz. Lovell was Apollo 13 commander. Notoriously famous for Houston. We have a problem. Robert, I'm waiting for you to answer. But I can't wait no more. Moving on. Question number 4. Which famous Russian royal family was executed on July 17th, 1918? What famous Russian royal family was executed on July 17th, 1918? I know the answer because I've been in their house. Crazy, I know. Was it the Romanovs, the Tudors, the Habsburgs, or the Bourbons? What famous royal family was executed on July 17th, 1918? Was it the Romanovs, the Tudors, the Habsburgs, or the Bourbons? Extra point if you can remember the name of one of the family members that escaped. Turns out that person did not escape. They were just murdered in a different location and found later. But it was a big mystery. Robert's going to go with the Tudors. Interesting that you would choose that. Again, which famous royal Russian family was executed on July 17th, 1918? The options are the Romanovs, the Tudors, the Habsburgs, or the Bourbons. James says Romanov. Robert says the Tudors. Jessica has yet to answer. And my new friend Rose is not watching live, but, it's early. She may watch later. I have my answer, and my answer is the correct answer, and I'm not sharing it with you because I don't want anybody cheating off my exam. Question number 5. Oh, Jessica goes with the Romanovs as well. Question number 5. On July 18th, 1968, which company announced the Intel 4004 project that would eventually lead to the first commercial microprocessor? July 18th, 1968, what company announced the Intel 4004 project that would eventually lead to the first... I got the hiccups! That would eventually lead to the first commercial... God bless America. Sorry. July 18th, 1968, what company announced the Intel 4004 project that would eventually lead to the first commercial microprocessor? Was it IBM, Motorola, Intel, or Texas Instruments? Robert says IBM. James says Intel. It's Microsoft. Jessica has yet to answer. What company announced? James, or maybe IBM. I can't make up your mind for you, man. You have to choose an answer. IBM, Motorola, Intel, or Texas Instruments. I believe simply because it's called the Intel 4004 project that the name of the company is Intel. That's what I'm going to go with. I may be right. I may be crazy. James settles on Intel. He may be right. He may be crazy. On July 14th, 1789, which event marked the beginning of the Révolution de Français, the French Revolution? What was the event that started the French Revolution? Here are your options. Was it the storming of the Bastille, the Reign of Terror, the Tennis Court Oath, or the execution of Louis XVI? XVI. Yeah, that's 16. Intercontinental ballistic missile. On July 14th, 1789, which event marked the beginning of the French Revolution? Was it the storming of the Bastille, the Reign of Terror, the Tennis Court Oath, or the execution of Louis XVI? I have my answer, but I'm not giving you my answer until we've answered all the answers. James goes with the storming of the Bastille. Robert and Jessica are taking their sweet time. Louis. There we go. He guessed the wrong answer. Bum, 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 bum. Robert, he guessed. All right, and question number 7. Which legendary musician died on July 17th, 1996, after helping pioneer Latin jazz After helping pioneer. Oh, after helping pioneer Latin jazz and Afro-Cuban music. Jessica goes with Bastille. I see it. Was it Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, Campane Segunda, or Cano Pozo? All right, I'm just going to go with Tito Puente because that's the only name out of those that I can pronounce correctly. Celia Cruz, Celia Cruz, Compe Segunda. I don't know any of these other people. I know Tito Puente. That's my answer. I'm going with Tito Puente. And before I type in the answers, please, I'm going to say the Trinity Test, Six Flags Over Texas, Michael Collins, the Romanovs, Intel, the Storming of the Bastille, and Tito Puente. These are my answers. The first one. He doesn't want to type it wrong. James goes with Tito Puente. Robert goes with Tito Puente. I am typing in answers, please. Here are the answers. Punta. For this, Jessica didn't get her answer in. Tito. Okay, she did. On July 16, 1945, the world's first successful detonation of a nuclear weapon took place at the Trinity site in New Mexico. July 16th. When did we bomb Hiroshima? August the 6th, which was as fast as we could get the bomb there. Just 3 weeks later. On July 17th, 1955, Disneyland opened to the public after its televised preview, forever changing the theme park industry. So for those of you who chose Disneyland, you were right. I was wrong. Sucks to be me. Apollo 11 launched towards the moon on July 16, 1969, and who was the astronaut left behind? It was Michael Collins. Yes. I went all the way to the moon, and all my friends got me was this dumbass T-shirt. The Romanov family, including Tsar Nicholas II and his immediate family, were executed during the Russian Civil War. No, I can't go 7 for 7. Can you? The Romanovs were the family that was murdered during the Russian Revolution because they were in charge, so they got unincharged. Oh, I got a great... this question is inaccurate. The Intel 4004 project didn't begin until 1968. Intel was founded in July 1968, but the 4004 microprocessor was developed later and introduced in 1971. So, what does that mean? The answer was Intel. That's the answer. So if you didn't choose Intel, you got that one wrong. Question number 6. What was the beginning of the French Revolution? The storming of the Bastille. Yeah, you get a whole bunch of crazy people in your palace killing everybody. That's going to start a revolution. An interesting thing, if you ever find yourself in Paris, the interesting thing is they killed so many people via the guillotine. they beheaded so many people with the guillotine that they would have to move the stage where the guillotines took place because the ground became soaked with blood and it was bad. So they would mark where they had the guillotine, and then they would move it over a distance apart, and then they would continue with the murdering until the blood became soaked the ground became soaked with blood, and then they would mark where the guillotine was, and they would move it over. So if you ever find yourself in Paris and you see just a bunch of random stamps in the ground of a large grassy area, that's where it happened. That's where it happened. All right. La 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 la. So yes, we answered with the Bastille. And the final question, we all got wrong. But it gives us a replacement question. I freaking hate AI. I hate AI so much. Which legendary musician died on July 17, 1996? The intended answer was Chano Pozzo, but he died in 1948, 1996. I have AI checking AI and finding out that AI is wrong. It gave me a replacement question. The replacement question is, on July 17th, 1975, what historic event occurred in space? July 17th, 1975, what historic event occurred in space? Was it Apollo 13 returned safely to Earth? The first space shuttle launched? The Apollo-Soyuz spacecraft docked in orbit? Or Skylab re-entered Earth's atmosphere? It's a replacement question given to us by AI, because AI gave us a bum question. On July 17, 1975, what historic event occurred in space? Apollo 13 returned safely to Earth. The first space shuttle launched? Wrong. The Apollo-Soyuz spacecraft docked in orbit? Possibly. Skylab re-entered Earth's atmosphere? Likely. Calypso is not an option. Here's the answer. Guess at your own will. The answer was the Apollo-Soyuz spacecraft docked in orbit. I also thought it was Skylab. But that is the correct answer. And that is this week's Supplemental. Wrong. You're wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love. A new episode of the Supplemental is coming soon. Oh, no, not the Supplemental. A new episode of the LUNSB Show. It's coming soon. And that's going to wrap it up for us. Love you.